Everyone. I was waiting for it to come up. I knew it was going to happen. I'm never prepared every time. uh, Hi, it's Thursday, which also means in my house it's taco day because we go get tacos before the show. So, like every show, I'm super excited. But we have two amazing guests tonight. We have a really big giveaway tonight. There's just a lot going on, and this is my last show before I leave for Texas, and I'll be gone for a little bit, but then I'll come back. So, but let's go ahead and bring on my guest for tonight, or my guest host. Hello, Doug.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I am doing good.
Are you good?
I'm good.
Are you excited for the giveaway?
I'm excited for a lot of things.
What are you excited for?
I'm excited that so for me this marks the end of convention season right now, which I'm not normally excited about that, but it also marks the beginning of haunt season for me.
Yeah.
So with haunt season going, um I mean, we're rock and rolling. We've got 3 haunts all going right now. I mean, we're doing themes. We just had our theme meeting yesterday to talk about some changes, and I don't know. That kind of just gets me excited. It brings me back to why I got into this industry.
I don't have a haunt. I'd love to have a haunt, but I'm not at that point yet. I did message a couple. I messaged 3 haunts about going and guest acting with them. So I guess that's
Oh,
exciting.
I think someone didn't realize I'm on a show. They should be watching it if they're calling me.
Oops.
And not, it was yeah. Hello, I'm on a show.
Oh my lord. Just so that everybody is aware, I already see we have some people in the comments going ahead and putting the hashtags. But the hashtag is Ultimate Haunt Tour. To be able to win tonight, it's what is it, 2 tickets? Like it's everything though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. It's everything. 2 tickets, the hotel room, the entire tour. It doesn't include you getting there. You're gonna have to get there yourself, but includes all your transportation once you get there.
Period. All right. So go ahead and get your hashtags in to win that. We've been doing that this is the technical third show.
Third show.
So there is a ton of hashtags coming in and also ones that we've already had. So the more you put it in, better chance, the whole deal. So I guess we can probably go ahead and bring in our first guest, right?
That would be cool.
Hello.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Doug.
Right before the show, I seen you showing off something in the camera.
Yes, I have no place. I don't know where to put it.
I've seen you doing this.
Trying to test it and see how it was going to fit in there.
It looks great.
Thank you so much.
It contrasts the background very nicely.
Yes, I was going to try to hang it, but I ran out of time.
It's okay. I do that. So for people who don't know who you are, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Joe from Strega Productions. I have a twin brother. I apologize he can't be with us this evening. We build movie quality silicone props. We've been around since '92, so that's over 30 years. Feels like forever. We've enjoyed trying to make everything look as realistic as when we haunted back in the day. We enjoyed the silicone, the latex and the foam and everything everybody else did, and we wanted a realer look, so we started to go into silicone, and through School of Hard Knocks, we started to develop what we felt were items that truly started to look and feel real. So that's really what we try to bring.
I definitely agree. Like your all stuff is insane. Like it's so realistic looking. Oh my gosh. And that's technically what you won the award for.
Yeah, we won the award for the autopsy body. We have a full 6'2" autopsy body, includes all the organs, obviously 2 lungs, heart, kidneys, stomach, 5 feet of large intestines, 20 feet of small intestines, all fits inside. You could take it all out and set the scene, or you could, autopsy the guy while they're walking through. It's all finished inside with the spine and ribs and everything. So it's really, you can do what you like with it. It's a prop made to shine a light on, not something you want to put in the dark.
So how long did it take? Because you can take stuff out and like it's really realistic. How long did it take to make that?
Well, it's from a life cast. So most of our items come from a life cast. We cast models or whoever's willing to
You're
lend
telling
us their
me
limb.
you go and find livers and lungs and cast them?
No, well, those are sculpted. But we create more than one at a time. So that way, when it's in paint, everything's in paint. When it's in hair, everything's in hair. But I want to say probably we could do about 3 in 10 days, depending on how many people are working on it.
That's
If
faster
everything
than I
else is done.
expect. That's really fast.
Everybody says that, but we've been doing it for 30 years. So we're supposed
Right.
to make it look easy.
I was just about to say, I was like, if you're finding real inside parts, did you go to the Mutter Museum while you were at East Coast?
We've tried going to butchers. We tried a bunch of different things, but it's
Yeah.
easier to just sculpt them.
It was very odd because we weren't booth neighbors there, but like I could see you down the hallway and I looked over at one point and I just seen you like pick up lungs and like was showing this guy. I was like I had to double take. It was really cool though.
Thank you. We enjoy doing it. Sometimes you got to stuff them back in. We're pretty busy. So we try to let them, everybody's afraid to touch everything. So we kind of want them to feel it, pick it up, feel the weight, feel
Yeah.
the texture. It's kind of like what really brings it home and what sells the piece after they held it in their hand,
Right. So you said you've been doing this for quite a while. What did you all just start out doing the autopsy bodies, or like what did you all start out doing?
No, first we were diamond dealers 100 years ago back in the day. And this was kind of a passion hobby that just became a business. And we introduced, I have a piece, Strega was the original mascot. I don't know if you could see this hand. It's kind of old and beaten up now.
Oh yeah, yummy.
But, I don't know how to do this thing. Anyway, we started with just hands just to kind of see if the customer base would appreciate the work that goes into it. And also the silicone costs more than latex. So we wanted to see if they would appreciate the price for the value, see the value of what they were getting. And they really do appreciate what we do and how hard we work on it. So it's really been successful selling it to the haunted industry.
So is this like your full-time gig now?
It's been our full-time gig forever. So yeah.
That's always a good thing. Like
Sorry, I'm having a drink. Join me.
No, you're good. It's always good being able to do what you love for like an actual job. I just figured out that. But so I guess was that the first thing that you all did with your company? Like that prop?
That was the first silicone prop. We used to build sets. Strega Moon's been through a lot of different things. We built full sets. We did some consulting, some designing, attraction design. We had our own attraction. And then we just wanted something that looked, and felt more real than what was available to us. So we decided to start making it our own. And we got picked up by a few studios and networks and stuff like that. And it just kind of took a life of its own. We got out of the diamond business and went for our passion. Not that we didn't do well with that. We just enjoy doing this more. So,
Doug, I've been knocking you off. Do you have questions?
No, I'm listening. I'm like, yeah.
I haven't even thought about it.
I was just gonna say the name of this award was insanely realistic looking prop. And that was actually, to quote one of the people who picked them for the award, that's what they called it. So I don't know if you know this, Joe, this year, well, for the last 2 years, we did not pick the awards. We actually handed paper and, basically let the attendees, we picked out 12 attendees, and they went and picked the awards.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. So you were picked, you had the most picks for prop, for creative prop. And then it was kind of funny because all of them said it was so realistic. It was the most realistic thing on the floor, they said.
Well,
So
that I really appreciate that. That's our aim, and we do appreciate that we were recognized and that we won an award and that they appreciated our work, and we also appreciate all you do, Doug, for all the vendors as well.
thank
You
you.
know, and the attendees and everybody. I mean, you really do your best to put on the best show you can.
Well,
So it's great.
well, we're gonna continue to keep doing that and continue to grow and see where this takes us, so we can look back and say, 20 years ago we started at.
Right, and I'm planning on being around for that conversation. I want to
There you
be
go.
at every show that I possibly can. And just it's a little side note, but I just want to say, Strega is Italian for witch. A lot of people ask us, "How did you get your name? What does it mean?" Some people can't even pronounce it. So I just want to, for the record, say that Strega is Italian for witch, and that's why it's Strega Moon Productions. Obviously, we're Italian.
So then why did you pick a witch?
Strega?
Yeah, why did you pick that?
That's a long story, but kind of born and raised Strega. It's an Italian thing. So it just was fitting to go into the Halloween industry with the witch name, but saying it in Italian. So it sounded a little different than what was out there.
Pretty cool, though. So other than the autopsy body, what do you all make?
Severed heads, limbs, full sets of organs.
Cool stuff.
We have 3-in-1 torso that an actor can actually get inside and gut himself, or he could be getting gutted while someone stands over him. Or you could use him just as a static prop. We have some new and exciting things coming out for 2025. I don't want to really go off and say it, but it's going to be a nice line, a unique line added to what we already do, taking some of what we do and adding a twist and adding some new things as well. So we're excited about that.
I'm so glad that Chris pulled up the website so we can all look at it.
Some of the
So
pictures are under
Whose
construction.
faces are those?
I have
Mostly models that are willing to let us do it. We have many others, but we're just slowly bringing them out to see how the people enjoy it. That's the 3-in-1 torso.
I have to tell you a quick story, Joe. So do you remember Virtual Fear Expo?
I do.
Okay. So we had to create these ads, basically digital ads, to create your booth for Virtual Fear Expo. And so we used freelancers and we used, different people to create different booths because we had so many booths to create. There's no way Chris and I could do it all ourselves. So I remember handing off your project to a freelancer, and she quit on me that night after seeing. She's like, I can't do these bodies and stuff like this.
Really?
She's like, she wasn't prepared for what she saw on the website, and it was my own fault because to me it was like, oh yeah, this is Halloween. But yeah, she was like,
I was just thinking about
this.
that. I was just thinking, I was like, you were talking about like the prop where people can like sit in it, like rip their guts out. I'm thinking if you had this conversation like in the middle of a restaurant somewhere, just like with no background knowledge of like us being haunters, that would be a very weird conversation to listen.
You're right. We're numb to it. Occasionally when we're talking about business, people like not sure what field we're in, or I thought that the person that stopped doing the work for Fear Expo for us was because we needed so much help. You have so much help. We had no clue what we were doing with that. So my hat's off to you. You really helped us. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm surprised I was able to get on this. Our interns come in and they're like, we're numb to it and they're new. they want to learn. So they'll come in and we'll have a severed head or whatever, and we'll be, eye day, and they have to install, put eyes in. And some of them get freaked out and they think this is what they want to do, because they go from applying makeup and wounds to actually working on what they, what looks like dead things. So some of them get freaked out and some of them hang in there.
Look how realistic that is.
I forgot what it's called. I'm sure my dad will put it in the comments. But like where blood sits somewhere so long it turns purple, like it even has that. I don't remember what it's called.
We try to do a lot of research, from bullet holes to when a autopsy body sits, the bottom, all the blood starts to go to the bottom, and it really looks different than what we present. But you have to kind of keep it looking a little real, otherwise the people aren't going to realize, because many of them haven't seen the real thing. So we kind of do a mix of real and dead to keep.
See, they put it in the comments, coagulating.
I'm missing all the comments. I see Dave there, Dave Quinn, and I saw Zach from Dead Grave Props, and so Monsters Alive. So I just want to say hey to everybody.
So I know
sorry,
that you
I'm
do
not reading the messages as fast as I should be. I'm sorry.
I know that you do the haunted house stuff, of course, and then you said movie stuff. So I am going to ask about that. But because it's so realistic, have you had like hospitals and medical people reach out to you about it?
We do some staging for that, for them to desensitize their staff to certain things. We can do many different things. So we can put it so you can tap a vein and do all that, but obviously that's not at the same price points we sell,
right?
Depending on how crazy you want to get. The films, because we're non-union, we try not to talk too much about those. Kind of step on a lot of toes, so it's easier just for us to ship some stuff in. So I'll kind of keep that there.
That's fair. But it's just it's so crazy, Doug. Do you have his stuff in your haunt?
I do.
I figured you do.
I've been a customer before we even knew each other very well.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it was actually kind of weird because today we are going out through one of our storage barns. And so it's almost like Christmas because I never know what's out there. I'm finding props and I'm like, really? I have this? I found a whole box of arms and limbs from you because we were doing a meat locker. And so we ordered a whole bunch and then we got rid of the slaughterhouse. So I have a huge box full of stuff and I'm like, okay, that's all coming back out.
I say you got to put that to use. That stuff hopefully you want to be able to shine a light on,
So yeah, I've been a customer for a long time.
Because it's all silicone stuff, how would you recommend like for a haunt to take care of it? Like if they're indoor or outdoor?
It holds up pretty well. Some of the stuff is made like as a prop where you kind of just want to set it and let it, just be a prop. The interactive stuff, we try to build in stretch mesh and some other things to make it a little more durable. Nothing sticks to silicone unless it's a silicone pigment. So pretty much anything you get on it, you're going to be able to wipe off. If it starts to shine, you can, for lack of a better term, we use a matte finish, but you could use a baby powder just to take that shiny silicone look off and dull it back up again. The foam that's inside is a urethane foam if we have to back it with that. And again, that's pretty much water resistant and it's encapsulated in the silicone. So pretty much it's pretty durable. You can wash with soap and water to restore it. The colors are not going to run that we put on there. And we also back everything up. If you have a problem with anything, you can call us and we will back our stuff. Even if it's years later, we knock on wood, have not had any complaints or any problems. But we even check up on people that's been years since they've had our merchandise and say, how's it holding up? And they're like, we thought it would be doing worse by now, but it's doing good. And even though they don't need it, we'll send them a repair kit or whatever they might need just as time goes on to keep it tight and make sure they can keep going. And we really try to stand behind everything that we do.
That's awesome.
When we opened that box up, we had it wrapped in like the plastic bubble wrap, the big bubbles. I don't know why. We must have had it laying around, and it looked just as good as the day we got it from you. I mean,
Oh, all
it
right,
was
good.
so
Thank you.
nice, and we haven't touched it in probably 4 years because that was the last time we had a slaughterhouse.
Okay, well, if like I said, if anything, the only thing is, well, I will say we use smooth on products. All our products are handmade, hand poured down here in America. Um, the weapons, however, are not the type you want to beat against the wall. Those are pretty much props. They'll withstand a little bit of abuse, but they're not for your actors to go crazy on. They're more of a prop. The other thing is at the shows, that's the best time to get a sale. It's the only time during the year that we'll run that deep a discount on any of our merchandise. We also stop taking all orders by June 1st. So it's just impossible for us to guarantee for the season because we're that busy. So the best way to lock in the sale prices at the shows, whether it's at Fear or if they see us someplace else, but lock it in when you see us and capitalize at the show, and then the balance is due when you pick the date before the season. So it's not like you have to worry about coming up with everything up front. So
Right.
How long can you take orders typically to be able to still get haunters their items by the 1st of September?
we stopped taking them on June 1st.
Oh, you just said that.
Yeah,
That's
we
right.
stopped taking them on June 1st. If there's a certain amount of items we can make every year, and we try not to go, have to stop it before June 1st, but I will say that June 1st is the latest.
Right.
Did you see that, Tay?
I thought Doug was about to start crying.
I had to look because my light switch is right to the right of me, and I'm like, I didn't turn that off.
I saw that.
He thought a ghost was going to come get him. I see the look of panic.
I'm like,
So,
who
out of
turned
all
my
your
light off?
products, what has to be like one of your favorites?
Wow.
Or top three? That might be easier.
Top three.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, if I go by the reaction I get, I have to say the autopsy body for sure, because people truly do get freaked out by that. I enjoy a couple of the severed heads. I like the ball, but there's a couple that became my favorite because when we first made them, I was like, oh my God, I think we're going to die with these. Yeah, we put like different color hair in there. Anyway, I didn't think it was going to go. And for some reason, they're the first ones that always go. So that grew on me. And I have to say our original, the hands, because we have used them just for prank, other than obviously the industry, but we'll like throw them in the bushes when the lawn guys come, and they're like screaming all in different languages, because they found limbs in the bushes, So that's always fun. Like even to any of the shows, we used to pop the trunk and get some beers, whatever we're going to fill up, and a limb would fall out or whatever, and just to see everybody's reaction. So I have to say that the smaller limbs that you can kind of freak people out with is still one of my favorites.
I didn't even think about that. Whenever you have somebody, oh man, that's so funny. We've had people like with our horns, they're like, oh, I got it to scare my neighbor's dog or whatever. But I mean, that's like putting the limbs in the bushes and stuff. Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think we need to make an animatronic limb where it can just like move itself.
Well, I tell you, we are coming out with a line of silicone animatronics, full skin, full body, as
Love
naked as they can be, so you can get up real close and personal. And we're tweaking them to move as real as we can. That's why we haven't introduced them yet. But
Nice.
with some help from a few of our friends, we should be able to get them to where we want to be. We have Zach and James from Dead Grave Props helping us with that as well. So we're going to collab with them and make sure it hits the market this year.
That's
Nice.
very cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that.
We're
I know
excited.
Doug is. Doug's like, yeah, that sounds great.
I love that kind of stuff. I tell you, that's one of my favorite things is when you can have something that just makes people go, what the hell just did that really move? Like the light turning off. It's like that kind of moment.
Man. Well, I know that we need to get your socials and where we can find you and your website and all that stuff. So if you would like to tell us all that info, and I'm sure Chris will post it as well with this.
Well, I tell you, I suck at that. So I can
I
say
do.
I don't know the codes. I don't know the things. I guess like Strega Moon. I think it's Strega with a I'm not even sure, a lower slash whatever, Moon Productions or underscore Moon Productions in between each one for Instagram and Facebook. You could find us on. I think we're on Twitter as well at the Strega
There
Moon,
we go.
at Strega Moon. So
Facebook.
All right.
and our website's 1877vampire.com that you have up there, and you can always email us if you have any custom work or anything like that that they need to do that doesn't go through the website. We can discuss with you.
There we go. There's the website on there too.
Thank you.
And everybody get in your orders before June 1st.
For as much as we'd love to take them all year, June 1st is our hard stop.
There we go. Everybody get them in before June 1st. Past that, you're going to be getting them in 2025.
That's it. That's it.
Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for having us. Thank you for this wonderful award, Doug, and all the people who chose us. Thank you for recognizing and appreciating our hard work that goes into it. And we really appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being on the show, Joe. Appreciate it. And we'll see you again real soon.
Yeah, and I look forward to it. Jim Donnie.
Well, I tell you what, there is so much to talk about. We could do a whole show with Joe.
I know.
Mean,
they're so talented.
Their company, just years and years of the way they've adjusted and now where they're at. I mean, they're top of the line products. And every time they've done something over the years, it's always been, top of the line. So
it's so funny. Every time I'm at a show where they're at, I'll watch because your workers, I've never seen your workers do it, but like other shows that I've been to, like I'll watch their like union workers walk by and like rub the leg hair on their props, and they're like poking it and stuff. And right before the show floor opens, oh my god, it's so funny because their reactions I'll never get used to. I'm sure they have a lot of fun over there.
Yeah, I've actually heard people talk and they're like, I think those are real. And they're like, no, they're
Why
not.
would we bring real ones? Oh man. Did
Could
you
you
find
imagine-
out your light switch, by the way?
I have no idea what happened. Absolutely nothing. I mean, luckily I have someone's present or gift from Tayan and family. I have it sitting here to protect me.
Well, yeah, I guess we need to
Yeah.
I guess we need to do that too. I forgot. I know he's watching because his mom made a comment that his teacher made him take his severed finger off of his book bag at school. So I know he's watching that.
You think Mason's watching? Mason, are
Yeah.
you watching?
I know his mom's on here at least.
All right. Well, Mom, is Mason watching?
I gotta check on my spider too.
Your spider, I love it. What other show can you watch where the host goes, hold on, I gotta check on my spider?
Well, as we were talking, she likes to dangle from the top of her cage, and I watched her just go boop and like hit the floor. I was like, oh god.
Alexa hasn't told you it's time to go to bed yet either.
I know. Don't talk to her. She'll get angry.
Okay,
His mom
Mason,
said yes.
Here's a hint of what Tayan and her family has given you.
He's giving you fish eggs. No, play.
There is 20,000. This is 10,000. There's another 10,000. Yes, Jelly Ball. You get 2 guns, and you get the hopper on top, the battery, the charging unit. It's a full fun game, and we're sending you 20,000 Jelly Balls to go with it. So let me go through everything that you got. You have a crazy creature that I'm staring at right now, that we showed last week, and then you got the ice cream cone from hell. And now you have the Jelly Ball guns.
Don't take them to school.
Don't take them to school. Did she say Lordy? You guys are trying to kill me.
So, because we're giving Mason, I know you're not a child, but because you are a child, I have a question for you, Doug.
Yes.
You have these at your haunt, right?
Yes.
The Jelly Balls? Okay. Have you ever had the problem of like people try to eat the Jelly Balls?
So the thing about Jelly Balls is they're 99% water. So I mean, they basically start out, like I said, microscopic. So if someone ate them, they would be fine.
Okay. Because we were talking about that, and like where we have weird animals, if they eat Orbeez, which we thought was like the same thing.
He did
were
not
like,
just say that.
oh my gosh. He will be hunting Doug down. If he hunts me down, we're gonna have a bigger
I
problem.
am a very good shot.
I am not. I will just run and hide. But yeah,
Mason,
we were talking about that. We were like, I wonder if somebody ate that.
Yep.
What would happen?
they would be fine. So here's what we need you to do, Mom of Mason, Dana. We need you to go ahead and email us or somehow get us the address so we can send out a gift package to Mason. And thank you so much for being one of the biggest fans of the show. We can't wait to see you next year at Fear Expo number 4.
Yes.
Yes, Jody, you are correct. They are here we go. They are biodegradable, ABS, non-toxic.
Boom, we're learning about stuff.
And she says she refuses.
So, everybody I had to remember what I was going to say. Everybody get your hashtags in Ultimate Haunt Tour to win 2 tickets to go on the Alabama, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Alabama Haunt Tour. There we go. I'm so wearing, look at that. I'm wearing the merch.
Haunt Tour.
I came prepared.
And here's a special note for the month of May. We are bringing back the education. So the way that it looks right now is we are going to have 2 classes during the month of May, and we are going to announce both of them eventually. But I did see that David from Monster Alive was on here, David Quinn. He is going to teach a class. He's just got to get back to me whether it's going to be next Thursday, the 9th or the 16th. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. That was actually looking at the wrong date there. Hold on.
He has a lot of papers, everybody.
Yeah, I'm already into 2025. So today's the 2nd. Oh, that's crazy. I was looking at a whole different month in 2025, and the dates are identical. The 9th or the 16th is a Thursday.
Oh my gosh.
I am good. I am so good that I'm accidentally right.
Good.
All right.
right.
So David's just got to let us know if he wants to teach a class, if it's going to be the 9th or the 16th, and then we will let everyone know what class that's going to be. And then we do have room for one more person who would like to teach a class. We're bringing that back over to summer. It was really popular last year. So every other week to have a instructor on here to teach something for the haunt industry. And then the other weeks, we are going to bring in some vendors that you might not have talked to before or seen unless you came to one of our shows, because we are going to go deep into the barrel of the vendors who have not approached us yet to be on the show, and we're going to approach them.
Coming for you.
We're coming for you. We're going to find you. You cannot hide.
Well, I'm going to talk about our next guest before she gets on here. She is a sweetheart. I met her at CreepyCon last year. And her, I don't know if it's her boyfriend or her husband, he'll probably correct me in the comments, but they are like so sweet and she is so talented. Oh my gosh. It's just mind blowing to me. There's so much detail, and I got to wear the costume. Not that I'm saying the dragon wasn't, because I didn't know it existed, but the one costume with the big boat in the hair, I've wanted to wear that costume since last year. So I feel very complete. This is another artist right next to Brandy Beast that I'm obsessed with. I will never get over their stuff, and I aspire to be them. So let's go ahead and bring on Jamie.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hi.
Hi.
I had to get it out before you come on, because you're just as bad as Brandy, where you'll go, no, stop it, no.
Well, the funny thing is that costume is not the same as the one that you saw last year. The wig is.
I was just about to say, I remember the wig. I
Mhm.
remember it. But I remember seeing it. I was like, oh my God, I want to wear that. So for people who don't know you, they're missing out. But tell them who you are and what you do.
I'm Jamie McDonald, actually. I don't have my last name on Facebook. But I own, run, design all the things for FAS, which stands for, I'll give you the PG, or the P for freaking awesome stuff, because I do a little bit of everything. I have been designing for over 20 years
Some sauce.
in one avenue or another.
That's awesome. Well,
Nice.
what if you had a way to describe your art style of like costuming, what would you say it is?
A bit of this and that. I do a lot of historical references, because that's how I started. Is I was in the SCA, the Society for Creative Acronym, and I did Renaissance and all of that. And
All the
then
stuff.
went into children's and then went into haunt.
You've been all over the place.
Yeah.
You can't keep you contained.
No, because anything that I want to try, I'm going to try.
That's fair. So with haunt stuff, I know like a little bit of your background with it, because you started with a different company and you came in that way.
Mhm.
But did you do any haunt acting or anything like
I
that?
did for 2 years.
Yeah.
Malice, you can see Doug's hat. I worked out there for 2 years and had my own little character, and it was a fun experience. I did not know that there was such a big, huge haunt industry at all.
Most people don't. They don't expect it to be a
I've
thing.
gone to haunts my
Right,
entire
very
life.
well.
But
Yeah.
it's never dawned on me. Never in a million years dawned on me.
Well, that's fair. I told Mom the other day, I was like, it's weird that there's a convention for haunt stuff. And then I think, if there's a convention for haunt stuff, how many more conventions are there for just like random things? Like,
For everything.
yeah.
There's
And I never would have
conventions
guessed
for
that.
Windows.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, oh my gosh, if there's something for this, then there must be something for that. Like,
Right.
it's weird to think about, but that's besides the point.
Tan, you can go to a furry character convention if you wanted to, where you could be your favorite furry character.
That Doug, that's a different kind of podcast.
Well, I mean, you may be able to have something to model with one of your masks soon.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, I won't say anything about it. I won't say anything. It's fine.
No, you got to now. You can't just leave us all hanging. We have 21 people sitting here wanting to know now.
Now it's 22. I had a jackalope mask, and the dragon costume I wore, I was like, I want the whole bottom half to wear to a Renaissance fair whenever I go to Texas. And I was like, so can we, like, I don't know, make a little trade these or something? Because she wanted to give it to me for free, and I said no, and she got mad. So I was like, I'll trade with you. It's fine. So she comes over and like screams and takes the jackalope mask and goes, this is what I want. And I was like, really? Like, you want that? And she's like, yes, I'm from there. And I was like,
That's big in South Dakota. It's where I grew up. It was
I was
jackalope.
like,
You can find jackalope almost anywhere.
yeah. And I was like, okay, so you and one other person have my jackalope mask. But the problem is I can't repaint it, so yours looks completely different from theirs.
That's
So,
good.
Oh,
but yeah,
I can't
can
wait to
can
bring to life what I have in my head for it.
I can't wait to see it.
It's completely different from yours.
That okay, so that I'll be like upfront with mine. That original costume I wore to the Trans World Costume Ball 2 years ago, and I
Mhm.
had like this big, huge mushroom wig. David now has it, but I had a huge mushroom wig, and then the overalls that went with it. I was a mushroom fairy, and then I was like, man, I hate this costume. I hate it so much. I'm never gonna wear it again. So then we just had it in the store, and I was like, oh, I'll pair it with the jackalope mask and move on. And just as soon as you walked away with the mask, I had two other people come up to me wanting that mask. And I was like, what is Jamie doing? And then I come to find out you were walking around with it going, look at this. Look at
I
like,
love your style. It's
well,
different. And you know I love anything different.
well, that's how I feel about your stuff. It's different, and I like it.
I try.
So
I
with
get
your
bored really
costumes,
fast, so
no.
I have
With your costumes, are they like one of a kind, or can you order them?
so yes, I can remake things, but and I have a few pieces that I've done that I have made quite a few times in the past. But I strive for one of a kind because I want to create a character, not a costume. So
Right.
I would prefer to not reproduce them. And it's just me. I have nobody else. Like, I design the pattern, I draw it out, I do everything. I
Right.
I mean, Blair does do the mail for me sometimes. But
He's your storyteller, from what I
yes,
know.
yes.
He's the
He
story
comes up
guy.
with the stories behind the characters.
Right. Yeah.
I don't do that. I can't do
I
that.
was there for that. That was exciting.
So I do that. So I would prefer not to copy something, and I want everybody to have their own look anyway.
That's fair. That
So
is
Somebody
because I designed from the ground up, it's easier to start with somebody and their character and create around that.
so for I guess how am I going to word this question? For example, the dragon that you made that I got to
Yes.
wear. How do you come up with the ideas for these? Like the whole process of what lives in your brain. How does this happen?
So currently, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I love AI. I know a lot of artists hate it. They hate everything. But AI has been the most eye-opening for my designing that has ever been. That and historical stuff. I start with a sketch, I start with an idea. Very rarely does it end up the way that I started and the way that I originally wanted to because it just
Right.
grows into its own thing. So with the dragon, I got into leather working last year. And so I had made a dragon mask and which, didn't have the eyes and everything in it. It was just the mask. And it went over so good. I thought, well, let me try. I don't know. Let's make a dragon. Well, actually, it started around the wings. I've wanted to do wings forever. And I finally decided, let's try it. So I made the dragon wings. Then I thought, oh, I can use that dragon, make a leather. And I painted it all up, put the eyes on it, made it into a headdress. And the rest of the outfit just kind of fell together.
That I get that. That does happen. Like you find just the right thing and you're like,
Yeah.
this could look
Well, I did start with the
really good.
eyeballs. I have a thing for eyeballs and bras. So
I've noticed.
I did start with that. That was fun. That was, all the eyeballs and all the leather all around it. And that they actually glow in UV and black light, which we didn't get a picture of, but
we need to next time.
yes.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You know that rat cult leader costume I had? I was like, Dante, do you have a UV light? Because this would look so much better. It looks like crap in this. And he was like, no, I don't.
Why
And I
didn't
was like,
you go over to Stewart's booth?
I didn't think about it. If I would have thought about it, I probably would have drug him over there. But he had that huge big light, and I was just trying
But
to
it still
hurry.
looked amazing.
Yeah, it did.
I think
But
that was one of my favorites.
the rat one,
Mm-hmm.
I told Mom, I was like, all right. I took that one, the mechanic rat one, but then we took the cult
No,
leader
I like
one.
the
with, like,
birthday, the one with the little.
yeah. So that we had just went. I forgot what we were watching, but we were watching something, and they have like I don't know if it's a presidency photo or like, you know how like the kings have portraits behind
Yeah.
them and they're just standing there. Told Mom that was what I wanted for that picture. That's why I had the dog and I looked so sophisticated in the picture. I was like, I
It
need
was
a presidency
perfect.
photo. Well, I had so much. This is me coming from a place of I have the worst sensory issues. Anybody who knows me personally, I hate wearing costumes, like a burning passion hate. Like I
I would have
don't
never
want.
known.
I was about to say I have the worst sensory issues. Like my mom will probably get in the comments and say something about it, but like I've struggled for a long time with trying to haunt act in costumes, and I just have to come out and say that I was so comfortable in your costumes.
That's
Like
good.
so comfortable. And normally Doug, I'm so sorry. You've known me since I was a kid. Like you've known me since I was little. But I struggle with like modesty. Like I am the most modest person on the planet. Like I don't show nothing. And so whenever you handed me a leotard costume, I was like, I'm gonna get on stage and like die. Doug's gonna see me, my dad's gonna see me. Like
And you pulled them off perfectly.
I was so dude, I didn't even know. I was so comfortable. I didn't even care. Like
That's one thing that I strive for is to create costumes for people that do have issues, sensory issues, stuff like that.
yeah.
And people that don't fit on your off the rack sizes. That's
Yes.
a big thing for me. Is I
I'm
can
a-
do really, really small. I mean, I've done children.
Yeah.
All the way up to whatever.
And I'm a very odd shaped person. And
No,
I
you're not.
and I fitted really good into the costumes. And as far as the sensory thing goes, like normally when I did dance back forever ago, the seams in the leotards would like touch me wrong and I would like freak out. But like whenever I put on your leotard and it had like the big piece on it, it didn't even bother me, not even a little bit. So like I
Good.
just like for sensory people, her costumes are great. And I mean, because there's so much detail, because I know there's like other costume people that I really like their stuff, but there's just so many little details and like stuff that can touch you and give you dinosaur arms. But your stuff, like it looks so detailed, but doesn't feel like you're wearing 30 pounds of stuff on you.
Well, and that's honestly, that's something I struggle with is I look at other people like Adam and stuff, and I am obsessed. He's been my top one from
Yeah.
Dark Creations.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes. 100% one of my all-time favorites, and his are amazing. And sometimes when I look at mine, I'm like, I need to add more. I need to add more, but then I don't. And then I'm like, no,
Right.
because this is what I want. This is what I do. But I mean, so many are
Well,
so different and
did
so.
you-
Yeah.
He just got done saying Adam, and then he comments.
Oh, hey, Adam.
But I mean, I feel that way. I've told Mom the same thing because you and Macabre Intentions, your guys' stuff.
He's another one of my faves. Yes.
I was just about to say your stuff and
Joseph
his
is
stuff.
amazing at what he does.
Yes. Oh my gosh, there's so much detail work. But then the thing that I get worried about is because I have so many like clothing problems that I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have like my mom commented, I take off like half of my costume before the end of the night happens. Like when I worked at Sir Henry's, I had like half of my costumes, like there was pieces everywhere because I just can't do it. But yours, where it's all together in one piece, it prevents that, and then it also doesn't feel like you're wearing 30 pounds of stuff on you.
Right.
So that's very, very nice. This is me talking up your stuff. Like I mean, it's just I had way too much fun way too much fun in
Good.
your costumes. way too much. So I don't know. I know a lot about you, so I want to know what other people want to know. They need to put questions in because I
Oh.
need to.
Yeah, I haven't seen any questions.
I know. It's because we're
Pretty well
rambling.
know you.
I'm passionate about you, Jamie. I can't help it.
Look,
Get
keep
me
that
going.
until you see what I put with your jackalope. Just keep that.
I will die. I will die. No joke. I told Mom, I was like, I never expected all of my rabbit masks. Like, because Scarecrow took one and you took one. And I was like, all of my rabbits are gone. That was like the most popular thing. I never would have guessed.
I know. And I have one of David's from Monsters Alive that I have to create something for. And that's going to be a little departure from what I normally do. So
Are you excited for it at least?
I am. I
Well,
am.
then it's fun.
I am. His horns that were put with one of my demons, I'm obsessed with. Like, I'm going to have a pair of those too for something. Probably for next year. Because I'm excited about next year's theme. Like beyond.
I'm excited about next year's theme. I've always wanted to go to a vampire ball.
I want to do, I have a big elaborate costume in my head for it, but it's just if I actually feel like executing it. I'm like, oh, I have this big, great dream. And I'm like, I run a booth. I need to not do that. Like, I need to be a business owner. I need to not be modeling in my booth.
Yes, you do.
I was gonna. What
Yes,
a better place to do it.
I have to find a somebody to do it for me because I can't.
You
Properly
next year I'll do it and you'll do it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. If
Okay.
you do it, I'll do it.
Okay. Deal.
I'm trying to read the. Oh,
But
my
this-
mom said would love to see more of your leather masks and headpieces.
Yes,
you
I
do,
need
like,
to
the
make
little-
more.
Like the little. They're on the back, so I don't know if people can see them or not. But the little masks you make with
Yeah,
the
that's
mom.
all. Those are the only ones I have left. But yeah, and I have a Frankenstein one, but I was holding on to him for a certain reason. I do. I can go
Just
get
send me a
him.
picture. I want to
He's in
see.
the other room. You want to see him?
I want to see it.
Well, Blair's gonna go get it.
David asked, "What is your favorite costume from the fashion show?"
Oh, that was too hard. I don't know.
What about top three? Top three.
Well, does it have to be a full costume? Because I really liked the body paint.
Yeah.
That looked incredible.
I mean, it's technically a costume because it's covering your whole body in technicality. I don't know.
He won't give me Frankenstein. He's giving me all my other stuff that he wants me to put up there.
Well, then show it. Show it all.
This is a helmet.
Cool. Why aren't you wanting to show this stuff?
And it has gauntlets and a gorget and all that. And now he's making me show a wolf mask.
Your stuff is so good. And you said you started the leatherwork stuff last
Last year.
year? That's
Yes,
crazy.
I did. These are among my first pieces that I made. That was my very first helmet I made. But
Wow.
this is my favorite. I have a thing for Frankenstein. This is my favorite.
Why didn't you bring him?
He goes with my You remember my Frankenstein tractor hood at CreepyCon last year?
Yes.
Yes. So he goes with him, and Blair wants to be Frankenstein this year. So
Well, he has the big boots for it.
Boots.
Yes.
And
Boots.
then of course we've got my bride that I did last year. Because I'm obsessed with Frankenstein in all manners.
Stop it. My God, you're so cute. I can't.
So yes, I plan to work in more of my leather with a lot of stuff because I've already got pieces that I've written down for next year. And at one point, I will have a full armor done. That's
Well,
a
I'm
lot of
excited to
leather.
see it. You should do. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know how to describe it other than like how I know the Fallout stuff is trending right now, but
My
like,
son wants to be.
yeah,
He's been filling my messages with Fallout stuff today.
I was just about to say you should do a Fallout something like with a leather gas mask or something. Like you should do a Fallout something. Would cry to
It's
see
in there.
something Fallout
It's in there.
good because yes, I need to see this.
I love Fallout anyways, so.
Well, then that works out.
I haven't finished it yet though. The show. Have you?
Huh?
Have you finished the show?
Yes, I have. I finished it a while ago.
I haven't. We've had to take hiatuses.
Well, it's really good. I won't say anything. The ending did shock me though. Somebody said, "Would you do something like Edward Scissorhands?"
Anything Tim Burton I would do in a heartbeat. Anything. Tim Burton is probably one of my all-time idols.
I love it.
And Colleen Atwood, who usually costumes his movies, is one of my favorite designers.
You get your style is all over the place.
It really
I
is.
love it.
But it's because if I want to do it, I'm going to try it.
Right. That's
sometimes
fair.
it works, sometimes it doesn't.
That's just how it is.
But that's okay.
So, I know that Fear Expo wasn't your first vending place.
Mm-mm.
But like as far as FAS, is this the second show that you've done?
Yeah.
Or have you
Well,
done more?
this is the second big show. This is actually, I consider Fear Expo as my first big show.
Right. Like a trade show instead of a convention?
Yes. And I fell in love with the crew, with the way that all the vendors on the floor were just, it was like a big, huge collaborative thing. Yes. Everybody was talking to everybody and was, all in all these different collaborations. And it was so fun to see. I absolutely loved it. I got to meet people that I like, the boys at Strega Moon. And I still remember we were sitting at the table at one of the lunches, and I look across the room and I'm like, looks like I'm having lunch with Tony Stark.
It does. And he's still on here. So I was gonna bring that up. And I'm sure everybody has brought up the fact that they look like that. So I was like, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. But like, how can you not? You notice it. My mom wants to know when your cutoff for orders is.
If you want them by September, the cutoff is middle of July.
Okay.
That's actually like really good.
Yeah.
Well, I am a bit more on because I don't do a lot of the same thing. I have a little bit more picky and choosy on different things, and I have a lot of cool ones coming out this year that I'm really excited about from different customers. And then I have one customer who orders something every other week.
That's awesome.
She found me just before CreepyCon last year, and she has a closet full now, and she has a different, for her character, she has like different months and different.
I'm jealous. I'm really jealous right now. I want to be adorable. Like that. You have no idea how excited I am. I'm just only wearing the bottom half of the dragon costume, but I'm like, I'm gonna post pictures of it and tag you.
Have you seen me post pumpkin spice? It's Untamed Siren is her Facebook.
No.
But she's got the black and white striped corset skirt, and she wears like a peasant, I can't even explain it all. And I make her scrappy collars, which she absolutely adores. She's got like 4 or 5 of those, 3 different full pumpkin spice corset skirts, And then we do different pom-poms for each and different colors. And I mean, it's a whole thing. We're
I'm
working
gonna
on
have to
an
look.
Edgar Allan Poe one for CreepyCon.
That'd be awesome.
So
Well, I'm so happy I met you. You have no clue. Like, I can't get over it. I know everybody's probably like, "Oh my gosh, you all are just talking." Yes, we are.
we are.
And that's fine, because I can't. You inspire me so much. This
Just talk about yourself.
is
I have
your
watched
show.
you. I mean, I didn't know you the very first year, but like I
No,
just met you last year, and I thought you were a seasoned pro in this industry.
I just okay, here's what the backstory. I just ran up to her booth and I was like, "Oh my god, I love your stuff." And like everybody knows how tall I am. So like the short chick running up to her booth and she's like, "Oh my god, thank you." I was like, your stuff is so good. I mean, I stared at it all weekend. And yeah, I told Brandy the same thing. And it's because it's the truth. Your costumes, I want to do that. I want to do that so bad. I want my stuff not to like look exactly like yours, but like
Well, no,
the
but like we talked before,
yeah,
anything
the,
you want to know, anything you want to learn, ask.
like
We
the
all have different
style. Oh my
visions.
god, the style of it and everything. It's just so good. Ugh, I just so good. I can't. Anywho, is there anything you would like to talk about before we let you off?
No, other than I can't wait for next year Fear Expo.
I can't wait either. And then you're gonna do the fashion show thing again, right?
Most definitely. I don't think David's gonna let me not.
You're like, I don't think it's an option anymore.
It's not optional anymore.
It's like one of those things. Once you sign up for life.
Yeah.
Then you just get roped in.
Yeah.
But
And we're looking for models. Start now.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have enough for everything that we wanted to show last year.
right, I was running back and forth from the bathroom, like I was hightailing, and I don't run. Anybody who knows me, I don't run, but I was running laps for you, boo.
You were. So many people did so much for me. I mean, Brandy was modeling my costume for Dante. Oh my, I still can't get over those pictures.
Yeah, those are
And
crazy.
I mean, David, I mean, everybody, I made it such an enjoyable experience. Like, I have never done a trade show, and I've done the big one with the other one, I've never felt so valued as a company
Right.
by the owner, by the crew, by everyone. It was so fun. And then all the extra stuff, that was a blast.
See, Doug, you're smiling. You quit hiding it.
Well,
Yeah,
I just the thing behind it, Chris and I was talking yesterday about.
Shh.
Wait, you listen to her, Tayan.
I knew she was gonna say
It is time for bed, Tayan. We were talking about it yesterday, and we want to put that basically in our core values, because that's what we believe. We believe that a show that's going to have anything to do with us, whether it's HauntCon, West Coast, Fear Expo, Indie Horror Show, any of these shows that we put on has to have that certain level of being treated like we would want to be treated ourselves. And the people who work with us, Jason and his team, that are the load in, load outs, Tim and his team that come from Virginia, and they're just amazing too. And then everyone else who's part of this, they just really buy into the fact that at the end of the day, you guys came for a vacation too, and we want to make it easy on you. We don't want it to be hectic. We want you to enjoy being at our shows.
I mean, I did almost everything and it did not feel hectic. It just felt like it just all flowed and it was so fun. I don't think I've ever had that much fun. Even on the floor, it was fun.
Everything was fun.
It was great.
Well, we're going to keep striving to get better and better. And and to also know our limits. There's certain things that we did this time that we might have pushed it a little too far, like a band at 11 o'clock after we've all been up since 6 a.m.
And we're all like sitting there at the table, zombie.
So there's certain things that we have to, watch. But at the end of the day, what a weekend! What a great time
It
for
was really
all
good.
of us. So
It really was.
and we are to the point where I wouldn't be surprised if very soon we have to move out of Owensboro because we can't stay there any longer. We're too big now. I cannot put if everyone signs up, which it's looking really close, like we have, at least 90% re-sign.
That
We
says a lot too.
we can't add but 10 or 15 more vendors and stay in the same place.
Right.
So it might be time to look at, going to a bigger show place. So that'll be fun too. Because then that means, a bigger community to pull from, a bigger community of haunts. So I don't know when it's going to be, but I mean, we have to always look at everything.
This is true.
Nashville.
Yeah, I was just about to say she's gonna pick Tennessee because that's where.
Yeah, we've had
Yeah.
well, you saw the survey. We sent out the survey.
I
And
filled it out.
we take all of that information in, so we're excited. I mean, we're definitely looking at everything. I do got one announcement that I'm going to make. So don't everyone take off once we're done with this interview because I do have a HauntCon announcement that I have to make. So
Jamie, please tell us your socials and if you have a website and all that jazz.
Facebook, most everything is under FAS Design Co. in some form or other. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and I'm currently talking to someone about a website.
Okay, good.
So,
All right.
Well, I didn't even see that your partner there wrote this.
hey,
My
I'm all
wife would
for
be
it.
more than willing.
I adore your wife.
Yeah, I got told about this in person because I had walked up when Lisa was there, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, how did Doug get Lisa? She's just so cute. Oh my god!" I was
She
like,
is a sweetheart and a half.
She definitely is, especially to put up with me and everything I do.
"Oh man, well, thank you for coming on. I'm
Well,
planning
thank
on
you for
talking."
having me. This was fun.
I was like, I plan on talking to you after. So
I know.
well, I guess we better do this drawing thing.
And a couple other things.
Yeah. Well, thank you again.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
I dropped my fidget
What'd
thing.
you drop? Your spider get loose?
No, I dropped what I was playing with. I moved my hands while I'm on the show.
Well, you've had a pretty good send off 2 weeks in a row. Really, some fan type interviews. Brandy this week and Jamie, or Brandy last week and Jamie. I mean, all of the vendors that come on here are all absolutely amazing. And it, I think the great thing for us at Fear Expo is we get to, have an opportunity for all of them to collaborate and meet each other. But then I love the fact that we're keeping Fear Expo live going because this is the opportunity for everyone else to get to meet these vendors.
Right.
And get to, meet Joe and Jamie and, David. And there's just so many great vendors in this industry. So let's do the drawing after I make my announcement. Because if I don't make this announcement, people are going to be like, pss, pss, did you hear? Pss, pss. So I want to get it out there in the open.
Okay. Well, I'm letting you take the floor. I haven't said anything.
So HauntCon was scheduled to be in January in Orlando, January 16th, 17th, January 16th through the 19th, at the Wyndham on I Drive. And we are super excited about the fact that we had that opportunity to go to the Wyndham, made the plans, had the show floor done, already started to fill the show floor. And today we got a phone call that the Wyndham will be closing for 2 years. Even
Oh.
Spooky Empire made the announcement that they will no longer be at the Wyndham. Their last show is this month. They won't be doing the Wyndham either. So we have been on top of it, looking at everything, turning every rock. Now you can imagine Orlando, if you want a January, February, March show, you need to be on top of it way in advance. It took us 2 years to get into Orlando. But it is looking, and I'm not saying definitely, but I need everyone to knock on wood here, that we might have a great alternative that's very close to the same place and at the same time. We are trying hard to stay in Orlando. If not, we're going to try and stay very close to Orlando. So please watch for updates. We are not canceling the show. That is not happening. What we are doing is having to find an alternative because of the fact that the hotel got bought out and they're going to be doing renovation for 2 years. And I've already seen the Gaylord Palms. Yes, we've called quite a few places. So there's a lot of things I mean, if we just wanted to jump into a convention center, it's extremely easy. But here's the deal. Just a little bit ago, we talked about the core values that we have with Fear Expo and Hong Kong. And some convention centers make it almost impossible for you to do those things. So we have a list of demands that we put out there before we even accept going to a place, which is different because a lot of times what you're doing is hoping that you can get into a place, and here we are being picky. But we want to make sure that if we're going to be somewhere, we can still hold that high quality type show that everyone's used to. So.
I was reading my mother's comment.
Yeah, she said a couple good ones.
Well, she's saying those because that's where I had my graduation at. Because there's like a homeschool graduation thing, and they had it there. Yeah, at the Rosen. Yeah, and that's where I had my graduation. And then I just seen her comment about how they have amazing guacamole, and I was like, "Really? Are you seriously talking about guacamole right now?"
Well, we had a conversation earlier in the show about the unsweet tea, so
yeah,
it's fitting that we go into guacamole now.
Oh well. Well, I guess, is it time for the...
We got to give away something. I think this is the biggest gift we've ever given away.
I have to agree.
I mean, besides giving away Tan's first car, what she's planning on doing later, I mean, other than that, I
don't even have my first car anymore.
Dude. Yeah, let's do it. Chris, are we ready to give away? Here we go. We are about ready to give away our biggest prize to date. Get those hashtags in. Chris has loaded the last 2 weeks of names into the program. So you have tonight and the last 2 weeks in here. So this person is going to win 2 tickets to the Ultimate Haunt Tour, Alabama Tour, 10 haunts. And we are going to put you up in the hotel. You get to be on your choice of bus 1 or 2, either Tayan's or mine.
Oh, I need a hug.
What's that? Was that a vampire sound?
Grr, arg, grr, arg.
Oh my goodness. It is definitely late. Where's my Alexa to tell me to go to sleep?
Grr, arg.
Hashtag Ultimate Haunt Tour. You have a few minutes while we are messing around here. We are trying to get this full. This is by far the best prize we've ever given away. The tickets together equal $1,000 when you consider the hotel and everything. So I am so glad that Tan is donating the money to pay for this.
Okay.
Amazing doing that. Project Backfire, of course.
Sure, I am. Okay.
So are we ready to spin that magic wheel, Chris? Let's draw. Come on, be Doug Sheldon.
Be any Poplin name.
Zach won that?
Yes, so.
Zach Winders. That reminds me of Jack Sosa Winders.
I believe he's still watching.
Zach, are you on? You are the winner of that amazing prize.
Yes.
We've already got the dang it. There we go. Congratulations, Zach. Well, Zach, if you are not on, we'll make sure that we reach out to you. I'm sure that your friends are already calling you. We did not spell freight train wrong. Sorry.
that was just right
There
off
he
my
is,
mouth.
Zach. Zach, I hope you can make it to the Ultimate Haunt Tour. Congratulations, by the way. This is going to be a very cool gift. I liked doing this. I love giving away cool stuff like this. So we will think of a month of May, something to give away too for the whole month.
I agree.
An-
It was
anything? Oh, Dead Graves thought it was his personal account.
They're like, wow, Zach. Nope, wrong
Hey,
Zach.
my name's Zach too. And Zach said thanks a ton, guys. And Tan. All right, Tan. Anything that you wanna leave us with? What about your socials?
Uh, Project Backfire on pretty much everything. So that I didn't even think about this. I'm gonna try and send updates to Chris so that he can put it on the show while I'm in Texas. But if not, it'll definitely be on my business account or my personal account. Project Backfire creations and designs, I believe, is our Facebook. And then TikTok is Project Backfire LLC. The website's projectbackfire.com or .net, and we're adding stuff. And then we have an Etsy account that just has masks and homies on it right now. But yeah, and then you can watch this show and other previous shows on anywhere that streams music or podcasts. You can also rewatch it on, I think it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's everywhere. If you can watch it, it's probably there. And then of course Fear Expo, HauntCon. It's West Coast Haunters. Is that the new one? That's the name of it. Yeah. There's too much. There's just so much to keep up with in such a short amount of time. I'm all over the place.
We are also, if you are a vendor or haunt owner and you're interested in being a sponsor of the show, we are opening up sponsorships now for the show. You can tell that Tan needs some new curtains, so we gotta get some sponsors and get some mics and everything like that. So if you're interested in being a sponsor of the show, please reach out to us. We are looking to kind of ramp up the show and really get it across everywhere. So,
and I believe if you're wanting to be a teacher for any of the classes that are going to be on the live, get a hold of Fear Expo for that, and then tell us what you would like to teach, and we would love to have you on the show.
definitely.
Doug, anything else?
Just at the end of the day, don't worry. HauntCon's going to happen. Those of you who are excited about coming to Florida in January, which I know I am. Actually, I'll already be in there. I'm going to get there in November. So, but come and visit us in Florida. HauntCon's going to be a blast next year. We are so excited about the growth of that show, indie horror show. It's the opportunity for the haunt industry to mingle with the indie horror industry. So we will have a new home, and we will get it announced very soon. So, other than that, I think that's about it.
All right. Well, you know what to say, correct? Are we going to do it on time?
You want to do it together?
Sure. Okay.
All right. Excited? Okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Stay spooky.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. See you guys soon.